Good morning. Our Bible verse this morning comes from Mark chapter 9, verse 14 to 29. When they came to the disciples, they saw a great crowd around them, and some scribes arguing with them. When the whole crowd saw him, they were immediately overcome with awe, and they ran forward to greet him. He asked them, "What are you arguing about with them?" Someone in the crowd answered him, "Teacher, I brought you my son. He has a spirit that makes him unable to speak. And whenever it seizes him, it dashes him down, and he foams and grinds his teeth and becomes rigid. And I asked your disciples to cast it out, but they could not do so." He answered them, "You faithless generation, how much longer must I be among you? How much longer must I put up with you? Bring him to me." Ooh, that sounds a little harsh. So we are often empowered to do far more than we exercise. In Luke 9:1, we read that Jesus gave his disciples power and authority to drive out all demons. Had he taken it back? No, they still possessed the power, but they were unable to exercise it for some reason. What in the world happened to disable them? Let's explore a couple of possibilities. Number one, their most positive influences were absent. Keep in mind that not only was Christ out of sight, but so were the three leaders of the disciples. In moments like this, we learn where our confidence is. If we have boldness when certain empowered believers are close by, but we lose it in their absence, could it be that we've been sipping out their power shaker of faith instead of filling our own? We'll never discourage or discover our strengths in the power of God if we keep drawing off of another's. Or number two, their strongest negative influences were present. The presence of the teachers of the law must have been terribly intimidating to these comparatively uneducated men. You and I aren't always surrounded by faith and encouragers either, but we can't afford to wait for all the atmospheric condition to be right before we act on the power of God. In fact, I think God is teaching us that the worst conditions can often provide the best atmosphere to act in faith. He doesn't want our confidence relegated to our audience. If faith discouragers can take our confidence badly enough to disable us, our confidence may be in ourselves rather than in God. I remember a time when a critical letter from a seminary graduate took my confidence. As I read the list of the mistakes she was pointing out, I started thinking, she's right. What in the world do I think I'm doing? I have no formal theological education. I shouldn't even be doing that. But God reminded me during the following days that I was exactly right. I shouldn't be doing it. This ministry is God's. If my confidence is in myself, I'm in big trouble. God also assured me that I will always make mistakes, but they will serve as reminders to my readers never to think more highly of this teacher than they ought. Only one can be taken at his own word, and that would be Jesus. Blessings on your day as you consider where you draw your strength.